Hello and welcome. This is another buy low and sell high video. The two cryptocurrencies and historical data that will be being used in this, that was not easy to say, it should have been, is that of ChainLink and Theta. And it's going to be that black DOS looking screen. And I'd like to say that brings me back to my childhood, but that wouldn't be true depending on your definition of child. As for me, it was a blue screen and that of a Commodore 64. And then after that, it was the MS-DOS and the black screens that it used to have here. There is 1,075 trading, or this is day number 1,075 for that of Theta since January 30th, 2018. ChainLink traded a little bit before then. The ratio, I'm going to start off with 2,800 coins for the Theta cross and 1,000 for ChainLink. ChainLink was 2.806. I'm just rounding it to 2.8 times higher after the first close of the first day. The movements in which that I am using, and this is 25%. And you can run this program yourself. I'll explain a little bit how momentarily. But to change it to your allocated percent you would like, you can change it in here. You can go, if you want 10%, change this to 1.1, and this to 100 over 110. At 40%, 1.4 to 140, so on and so forth. And what I like about this is this gives you an opportunity to see, okay, let's see how I do with 25% moves. If I just wait for 40% moves. How about a strategy if I wait for 10 or 15% moves? And if you go for the 10%-ish area kind of plays, then what you're going to know is that you're going to easily crush those numbers because I'm only giving you the closes once per day when the market closes from the data that I download from cryptocompare.com. And so that's like an everyday life for a lot of people where they can barely check it. Oftentimes, some people can do 2 or 3 times a day very easily and still be very busy. And therefore, if you're doing it on the short term, you see, oh, I made this doing 8%, 9% moves. Well, oftentimes you can crush those numbers if you're able to see price action more times throughout the day and get multiple trades per day on some of those amazing days as it goes as well. I'm using Small Basic to run the program. If you want to run this, what you need to do is you need to download Small Basic. The code in here has all the dates, 1,075 days, and then this code runs the program below. And that's but the easiest way to do it is just to, when you run the program, is click on the import button. They're going to ask you for a code, and I make the code, and I do so by publishing this one. So I'm going to publish this now, and the code will come out. It's X, Q, and N, and the number's 623. So you just import those codes, and then this program will come up. You can save the program, and then you can run it later as you wish. And then you simply just push the run or the F5 button, and the program will come up. So I'm going to push, I was push run. I'm looking for my keyboard on the F5 button, but this is easier. And there it comes. I'm going to pause the tape just to position this so it's easiest for me to do what I need to do. And I'm going to be using Notepad as well as this program. And the reason why is because I'm going to document each trade that goes through. I look at it like a seed and harvest, and it's really just so simple. 2 things, eat, eat, sleep, I don't know. You make your first trade, and then once you can make a trade in the favor and the opposite side, and then it's done. And we'll go through that within this. So right off the bat, the ratio starts at 2.806, which starting off with 1,000 link, 2,800 Theta. So let's push 6 to wait for the first 25% day, and it works, or move since that point. And it goes to day 13. And we see that Link has a gain of 27% against that of the Theta. So therefore, we can decide, okay, how many do we want to sell? We own 1,000. You can go really aggressively, try to go 2, 3, 400. Well, 200 is probably not too aggressive. Well, it could be. Yeah, I guess it would be. 225 would get us that of like 798 theta. So I'm just going to write in like this. And the ratio is like 3.56. So there's your first seed, if you will, for that. And whenever I can sell theta, well, I receive 798 of them. I would sell a little under that number and get more than 225. So that's push 6 to the next one, and there's Link with another big gain. And that's a bigger one at 40%. So let's sell another 2.25. That'll bring it down to 550. And this time we're going to get like a much bigger number because obviously the price moved 40% to your advantage. So now it's a gain of 1,119, and we'll put in a ratio of 499. And now we have a big gain. So the price goes down to 309. And what I like about this is if I need the price to go lower in this case for me to sell theta, and when theta improves against ChainLink, that's what would happen. But I want to get it below that 356 number. And seeing that 310, that's like sweet, big, beautiful. Because now I'm in already a decent advantage if it keeps going lower to filling up the other one. So in this case here, I can sell some theta. I got 1,000, over 1,000 last time. So if I do like say 975, I'm going to be keeping like 100, almost 150 of them. And I'm going to get much more than 225 here. As you can see, 313, that's a fantastic move. I could even get away with selling 700 and change. So many different ways I can do it. And I can now just delete this because that particular order has already, or seed has already been harvested, so on and so forth. So let's wait for the next one. And there we are. Now we can complete this last trade again. Let's trade the majority of it because 3,700 ownership, got 800 almost. If I do 775, I'm only doing like 20% of ownership on a 30% move. I'm fine with that. And I'm going to gain 327. That's just a phenomenal move. So now it'll be make the next one, whatever one goes. In a spot like this, don't even care what happens. A lot of times I'm cheering for coins to go up or down in real life. And in this case here, and you're going to see times you'll be like, okay. And right now in real life, a lot of people who are playing this trading strategy, and myself, I'm cheering for Theta to go down because, well, I sold so much of it on the way up, and now you want, and this is going to happen here. You're going to see, ChainLink is going to have a good run, and then it's going to go down. Sorry for any spoilers, but most people already know, and that's the way this game goes. There's just going to be a lot of times when markets go up. So let's sell some ChainLink, a 32% move, and let's maybe go 300. And then we'll go minus 300. Get back 936, and the price point was 313. So now Theta gains, so we can just cross that trade off again, maybe go 855. And we get back 45, so 15% on gain for Tezos. And then, of course, the gain in Theta as well. And if it keeps going back and forth like this, that would be awesome. And if you knew that, you just sell everything. And then you just get like 20, 30% moves in your entire portfolio. So Theta with a 25% move, we'll sell, say, maybe 600. That's like 20% of what you got. So if you do 25%, I mean, you have to be careful with these numbers, but at least on the lower side, like 25, 20, 15%. If you do like around that percent, definitely a little lower, I think you're fine. But you want to be careful if, based on if you're selling too much, that you could come close to running out or running very low. So now we're going to enter. So we have 304 ChainLink coming in, 600 Theta out, and the ratio is $1.97. And what a huge gain for Theta there, 67%. Now sometimes when I write this in, I'll basically do one trade, but I'll just cut them in half as far as writing purposes. So if it was just a normal trade, I could be like, yeah, I want to trade like 400 Theta maybe in this spot for 450. because I sold 600 last time. That number's going to go up, but well, it's a bigger move, so I'd want to do more. So if I were to do 450, then maybe 350 again. I could do like 800 and even like 850, 900. Let's do 900. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it in two numbers here. So I'm going to get 765, and half of, well, 350 times 2 is 700, so half of 65 is like 32. So like 382 per batch. I'm going to cut them in half and go like this. And I just recently did a bunch of these with Theta right now. I got Theta against Bitcoin Cash, Ripple. So earlier when Ripple was going up, I'm like, okay, take this little one. And I still get a lot, of course, buybacks I want to get back in the real life. But wait for the market to do what it needs to do, because these types of moves are real life moves of the past are going to continue happening. Okay, so next move is a ChainLink move. So I can get rid of one of those two batches now. So let's sell. We had 382 gains. So let's go 350, and we get 527, a bit more. So I can get rid of this one here. And now Theta with a gain of 35%. We own 2,000. 450 was the last trade, so we can maybe do 4.25. And get back not quite as much as you did last time. And the price is even lower, but that's fine because you're just going to be playing that up. Because basically, if you're going to be selling around this, you're going to be selling around 150, 160 or whatever, then you're going to want to sell above 197 on the next one after that. But that would be minus 379. Oh, wait a second, 425. So there's a 37% link gain. I'm definitely going to get rid of the last one. So let's sell of the 378, maybe 340. That get back 521. And then link gains 29% now. So let's sell. And now we're already buck 98. See, we can see we're at that last prime number. So that's fine. I like to be over it. A lot of times, even if I'm a little below, like 191, yeah, whatever, I'll still take it. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell, say, 350, get back. Oh, that's a huge gain. So that's where I was thinking, look at a spot like that. Gain, what, 30 and then like 200 on the other side. Maybe instead, maybe sell like 300 even. And I'm still getting good gains on both coins that way. Okay, so let's go to the next one now. Day number 180 is where we're at. So move to 183. 3 days go by. 31.87% gain for Link. So we'll now complete all of the seeds here. That's we had 304 of a gain. I mean, going from 2 to 260, so it's not bad. If we go 245 or so, that's not enough. I need more than that. So maybe 265, and we'll get good gains on both coins that way. I mean, I know Link is going to go up, so technically speaking, why don't I just don't sell nothing and wait for it to go up to that? And if you know, you do it, but if you don't, you just do it this way. Okay, so next trade comes in. Just wait. Now you don't. Just whatever happens, happens. It's a Theta gain. And I didn't even know at this stage because of well, I'm just running pretty much for the first time. I tested it out, but I tested a different percentage to day 400. And I even forget what I pretty much saw then anyway. So Theta 3460, 30% move, 600, 700. I mean, there's really no wrong answer. I mean, there kind of is based on what your strategy is, but for making, looking to make these gains either way, it's going to work. So let's go 675. Let's even do more than that. Let's go 750. So we're going to gain 369, although it's a bit more, but whatever. It's not Notepad that keeps track of where the numbers are. It's a computer program that's being made within the black screen. So Link can cross off that trade again. So let's go maybe 322. Get back one. Wait a second here. No. That's right. And get back 813 theta. And link gains. I know I kept it on there, but I can just adjust it here. I got 1400 link. I can easily maybe get rid of maybe 275 of them. We'll go minus 275, 875 coming in at 319. And now we have a 29% gain for link, and let's sell some more. So we have 1200 now. Last time we had 274. Last time we sold 275. If we sell 200, that's not quite 20%, and that's still a reduction of more than 20% selling. So maybe 225 could be a good number. And then that would get us back 926. So you want to, I like it a lot of times when you can sell less, noticeably less, and get noticeably more. And that's exactly what this is the case in here. And then we'll go 412 is the sale number. And now we can cross that trade off, which is awesome. So you'd go in there, and then you made 926. So if I get rid of 800 of them, get a decent sized gain. But I would just want to maybe a bit more. Give me 100, and then 40 on the other side. That works out well. And when you look at this just from as we stand here, 1200 ownership. This is day 201, which started off with 1,000 plus 240. But 25% plus. We start off with 2800 theta. Now we're at 45. So that's like 1700. That's gain. That would be a gain of over 50% on the theta side of things. Now we have a link gain to add some more. So 270. We can maybe sell 250 and get 989. Doing so at a 397 price. And because that's like, now it's only differential here of like 80 cents. That's like almost 20%. So that's normal. So theta gain in here, and we can see a 307 brings it below 319. That's nice to see as well. If we go 875, we would gain 283. And then that one is cleared. Link sells some more. We still keep on going 250. I can just increase that number. Maybe just do a 275 match now, which is what I'll do in this spot. So minus 275. Okay, I didn't type the 2. My number lock is turned off. That's why did the 5 hit, I guess. But yeah, I tried to type 2, then came to 7, then I typed again, nothing came up, and I seen that the light where the number lock in was not on, and I accidentally turn it off and on all the time. And price ratio here is 405. And then Link does it again at 25%. So I'm going to definitely want to reduce these numbers now. I mean, I could do 275 if I wanted to. Let's do like maybe 240 or something. Still higher on the 11. 11 goes up to 12. And then we'll go to the next one. And I mean, you can get like 4, 5, 6, 7. If I get like 7 or so in a row, then I could definitely have problems where I'm like, oh, I'm running very, very low on Link. And then you're going to be like, okay, then you're really going to be starting to cheer in the real life for Link to go down and Theta to go up. And here we go. This will be the 4th seed that we're waiting now. And 32% move. 240 was the sale last time. If we go like 210, you're doing like 30% of your holdings almost. So you can do 200 even, which I think is what I think. And you're still going to get more than 1,200. Yeah, 1,300 change. So you go minus 200. And there's 4 that need to be crossed off. Ratio's up to 6 2/3, and it's even up here to 7 and change. But back down to 5 or lower than that. But 509, that's like 20 cents, 4% better. Fantastic. So we'll get rid of the last one, and 1350 was the gain. Oops, if you go like just around 1100, I'm gaining 26 or 220. Yeah, 26, over 10%, and I gave up close to 20. So maybe sell maybe 11.55 or something and then balance it out a bit better. And now we only got 3 to go. So it's either going to be 2 or 4 after this one, depending on, of course, which one is. Link does it again. So 240. Last time was 200. We could increase that number like 215 or something. So if you go back and forth, that's one of the things that I oftentimes can do. I just keep making these numbers grow bigger. Of course, in real life, I'm going to keep all the numbers and save them all. This is just for making this done quick. And even when I'm playing this game, sometimes I'll just try to see if I can do a speed round. See if I can make like 50, 60 trades and just quickly decide how much I'm going to sell and do it like 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then that's just, this gives you a good experience when you're trying to do this in the real life measure as well. I mean, that's the whole point of school. When you do different exercises in school, there's a huge gain of 78% for Theta. So a spot like this, you probably want to take 2 of those orders out. The 643 and the 509, and then we'll leave the other 2 back. And the accumulation was over 2,500 Theta. I own 85. If I do like 2150, I would get back close to 600. I gave back 450. So there's 2 seeds completed there. And now we got Link with the sale. So now we have ownership of 1175. 20% of that would represent like 250 as it is. So I'm going to go like even 260, close to that. I was even thinking about 275 again, but 260 is going to bring more than that 1200 number. And it is only 15% above that. But if I can get, you're hoping to get, okay, bring those trades back. I can sell like 1100 or 1000 Theta if it works out that way. Now it doesn't. Link goes up again, only 915. If you go 200, you're doing a little over 20%. So I can do like 210, 215, I think. I'm getting back a little bit more on the Theta side, so that's good to see. And let's move on to the next one. Link does it again. 43% move. Pretty decent size one. And selling, say, maybe 185. Now you're going to start to make these numbers go lower and lower. 185 would most certainly give you much, much more than 1280. I could make 2 tiny, tiny batches too as well. Which would mean, do I want to make a more aggressive sell, like sell 250, 300 and cut them in half? But I'm not going to do that. I mean, I could try to wait for a better gain, wait for this to go 50, 60%. You know what, let's try to do that. So, oh, look at that, it goes to 31. So I'm just going to go 31, 27. There's back to 41. There we go. So now I can maybe make 2 bets here. So normally I'd be going like, okay, 180, 140, 320. Could I sell about 300? And that's really dangerous even too. 280. Let's do 280. So in a spot like this, I would make 2 numbers, go minus 140, and then half of 26. Well, that's like almost 1350, so 1347 or so. And the next play, well, if there's a Theta move, so I can get rid of one of those seeds that I created, and 1300 was in last time, so if I go like 1200, that'd be 150 gain on the Theta side, 157 there, so nice balance gain on both coins. And then Theta gaining again, so I can, and I'm below the 597 number going lower too, so that's good moving into that aspect as well. So let's sell some more Theta, say 12 or 1188 maybe. I'm going to get a good number because this was a double trade, yes. 205. So I'd probably sell a little less. Not much less though. Yeah. So as it stands now for coin ownership, I have 775 Link, and I just accumulated some, but even before, that's less than what I started, 25% less. But I did start with 2800 Theta, which means I'd be over triple the ownership. that I'd start there. Moving on. So let's take the next move. We're on day 375 now. 25% gain on Theta, bringing it down to 458. So I can now do another completion. 1280 was the gain before, so let's go 1075. Say I even want to maybe 1100, even 25, just to balance it out a bit more. So I gain a good amount of Theta, like 160, and I gain 30 Tezos on that particular transaction. And now my Theta or my Tezos would be back over profit, up almost 2% on my, or my ChainLink would be 2% profit, and well, we're talking well over double the gain on Theta. So Theta gains again here, so that brings it to 350. I can definitely get rid of one again, so maybe get rid of about 1,000 Theta, and then 284 gain, and then get rid of even a little more. Get 300 Theta or Tezos this time. Next trade, Theta gains 33. That brings it down to only one left to go after this. Let's maybe trade like 945. That would get us a decent size gain on both sides. And only one left to go on the, at least for Theta. And there's a nice size link gain. So therefore, we had 275 before. I mean, that number is just, no. I could do a double trade here just to build inventory more than anything, which is probably what I'm going to do. I mean, doing like, say, like 225 times 2 would be 450. Can I afford that? I have to say, yeah. I mean, it might not be the smart move because I pretty much know what Link does, but throwing that part aside, that's what I'm going to do. 800 and a quarter, and then we'll just go for the next one, and there we go. So Link has another decent size gain. I could sell 200, just keep this thing rolling. That's what I think I would do for this one. Just put a 200 sale in there, which represents a bit over 20%, a little under, about 20% even, approximately, of your holdings in the Link. And now we can get the Theta gain back, so sell maybe 920 something. And in this spot here, 368. So this number is higher, but I mean, it's at the stage now. I mean, these trades will be pretty good moves. And I'm hoping to get like one big move where I can just exhaust them all at one time. But there's a ChainLink sale again, so maybe go in and sell 200. Get back 950. Another one to go in. Do I want to do 200 again? I mean, I could even do like 180. Maybe just make, because one thing about this is I can afford to even do like 220, 240, 250 and still not be in that much of trouble. And I kind of like the fact that if I'm only doing 180 in spots like that if I don't get it, I have to go for another Link sale again. I'm still going to be owning on the next round about like now almost 900. So I could easily pull off like a 160, 150 deal on the next one. So we're going to do minus 180 and get back 1135. And there's Link again with another sale. So 160, I suppose, or 158. I don't know. I was doing even numbers, but it doesn't really matter too much anyway. Not like I own even numbers, and it's only a video game. Well, only, but it's, I think, for great practice. Another one, this will be seed number 7. So we did 158 last time, so now we're in like 144 or so, maybe 142. I mean, these numbers are going huge. Look at, I'm getting 1470 now. But because I was only like not like I'm short selling that much, but when you're short selling a bit, then you can allow yourself through your ownership of the coin you're getting to be noticeably higher. And I call short selling where, I mean, I could have sold like 240 as I mentioned. I sold like 180 kind of deal. That's like a form of short selling for me. In this game, that is. Okay, link with another one. Wait a second. I'm doing 25% moves. 18 isn't part of the play. Okay, there we go. 813. So now we finally get one of the ones to trade back. So 1400 was the gain. 1270 would get us back 155. And you're gaining 200. Those 200 can be used for a future sale later. You could be using that to maybe withdraw into like cash and do something else with. That's the best part. I mean, however you want to. And then at different times you can take your portfolio and say, okay, now I want to make a trade against the dollar or against the Bitcoin. And things of that nature. Just portfolio management. Huge move for Link at 72%. Well, that's a double order at least. So we'll have to do maybe you normally do like 140, 120, 260. You could easily do. I can even do a triple order. Like 140, 120 average, 360. Oh, I don't want to do that. Maybe let's do a double order then of like say 280, because that'd be 140 each. So minus 140 for that of, it's almost 2,000 each one, but 1955 we'll put in. So now that's like 8 seeds. That's a lot. Might get a big garden here, which is what you don't want. Oh, you do and you don't. So another one. We got sold 140 last time. Selling like 100, 120 is starting to get pretty serious, isn't it? Even 100's like 20%. You can wait for bigger gains, which is something I often do in real life. There we go. There's a bigger gain. Now I can just do that off like say 120 on this one. Even 115. And that's like me in real life. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna steal back 5 last. That is, but that's what I want to do is just show you how I would be doing it. I mean, look at now I'm getting over 2,000 of these things. I started off at 2,800. Now I'm getting in one trade. I'm getting 2230 change. That's just how it goes. But you can see how this ratio is getting out of hand. So at times, like I don't care what goes up or down. You're like, come on, Theta, go up. Teslas go down. Of course, Link goes up again. So last time was 115. Can we sell 100? And it's hard to do. So let's go 80. What does 85 get us? Gets us less, but what can you do? You're starting to run really low on inventory, much lower than where we started. In fact, let's take a little inventory count after this. I mean, 25 and 3/4 ratio was 319 before. I mean, Theta's going through the same thing right now in real life. And it's up 20% on this just the next day, albeit. But at this time, you would have 268 of the Link. 70% less. 19,000 Theta. I mean, you just need a bit more for a 10x move. Your 28,000 would be 10x. Okay, so Link's now so maybe do 60 something on the Link. Maybe 68. I mean, 68 Link at this time means a lot that used to before. And hey, you're getting 2,200 for the 68. Remember back in the day when you got 875 Theta for 275 of those coins? That's part of this game. Part of how this game is played. And hey, maybe one day it'll come back to the 319. And then at the time, would you be thinking that? Well, I would, because I mean I've done these games so many times, and if not, maybe it goes to 300 and it comes down to like 60 or whatever. But yeah, it's going to go way back down. Okay, so Theta's up 28%. We can get one trade back. We got a bunch of seeds planted, I guess you could say. Let's do 1988. Gain of 10 on the other side. And then another one, 18.8, so we can get rid of that one below there, 1975 this time maybe. And theta gains again, and we can see just as the numbers. Now, if I sell this, I'm going to be 90 cents above that 14, which is no big deal being the double sale, and the fact that you're just making gains and you have so many theta as it is anyway. But you can just wait for the market and just make the plays. That's why I say like a truck driver strategy, because as long as you don't have to divide numbers, and I mean, you got to get to know like portion sizes, and that's why experience like this helps you out, so that when the real situation happens, well, then you can handle those spots pretty good. Okay, so we are off a 140 sale. Could we handle a 120 kind of change? That's like, yeah, easy. So let's go ahead and sell like 120 of them. I was thinking about double sell quickly, but I don't only own 500 links, so I don't want to. And another link sale, so 100 would be very difficult. Let's do 80, 90. That's even a little tough, but when they do get out of hand, it is aggressive risk-reward decisions to try to make aggressive plays that can give you very good results. Those are definitely worth computing or calculating, especially if you really want to get the biggest edge you possibly can. Another big gain. Can we go 75 or so? I gotta think so, yeah. So I'm gonna sell 75 and get back still even more. And now we get a theta sale back, say 23.50 would get us back 90. That works. And of course, you'd be so cheering, and you would have been for a while cheering for theta. Okay, let's get back that 24, and another gain of like 28. Might have probably in real life done. I don't do this faster, probably because the video is so long. But I did 2,200 and change. Probably would have done like 2,000 in real life. Okay, so ChainLink sells, or time to sell ChainLink. Last time the 120 number, or that's. Can we reduce it just a bit and easily? Let's go like 105 maybe. Get back 24.73. Sells again for ChainLink, 90 or so. That's tough. 85. That's even difficult. I probably couldn't even done 80 or 75, but I can still control the situation if Link gets out of control. Although theta gains here. Oh, that was fast, just to click on it that way on the notepad. Okay, ChainLink with another gain. So let's sell 95 and now at this stage here, what I'm going to do, because the video is so long, we've already seen that these gains can come, it's profitable. So what I want to do is I want to go through a couple of things of math in here. Down 75% when you got 258 link. That's not the greatest, considering where you started, but that's because Link's been going up, and the value of them we've still. I mean, they'd be going way up more, and you don't even have 4 times less. So your value is just fantastic. Then you get all this extra value thrown into all these extra theta at the time. Now, if you were to take the theta, which is almost a 10x move now, like 9, and sell it on the market at a ratio of 33-1, well, 24,000. If it was a 3-1 ratio, it'd be 2,400 to 3. You would get like maybe 800 coins. So you'd still be kind of down in a little bit. But of course, as markets move, everything will work in your favor. Now, just for, because the video is already so long as it is, and I want to just see if a situation happens, you just get a fantastic move. What would you do? I'm going to just manually do this fast to get out. So I'm going to do the go-to price aspect. And I want to take off like a whole bunch of these trades. So I want this ratio to go down to like below 8. I know it does. So I'm just going to go like 7.5. Day 748 goes to 1,062. So let's just assume this were to happen in one day. It's like, oh my goodness, thank you very much. This would be like the greatest thing in the world. I could be like, I'm going to get rid of all of these trades in here. 27 plus 24, that's like 51, 52. Or a little over 50. This would make it under a little over 75 plus 40, like 11,000 or so. So I could be like, okay, I'm going to sell like 8750 of those 11,000. And I get back like 1,300 Teslas. Well, what's the sum of the 140s and lower? 280, 400, 500, like 600. So I get like more than double the amount of Teslas back in a spot like this. I'd be down to this situation in here where, and now all of a sudden I'd be almost, oh wow, that's almost interesting how I got those numbers just by chance. 1583, I mean, it's almost a 10-to-1 split ratio. But with that being said, at this point, well, my 1,000 starting link, well, I got over 50% more. And my 28 starting Theta, doing good. And, well, if we continue on furthermore, the ratio go down to 5. I could be like, okay, let's get rid of the 1,200 one. I could get rid of like 1,100 Theta. I get back 217. Oh, my goodness, big gain. And then goes down to 690, but let's just even assume you're like, okay, I want to get rid of all of these right now. I want this price to go down to like 2.5. Again, I know it does. Lowest price 2. No, it died. No, it doesn't. I'm thinking of Teslas and Theta, because that's the one. That's my favorite high, like one that I think is at the moment. That's my favorite one at the moment. Okay, so let's just say a ChainLink gain in here. Anyway, I'm done with this video because I just wanted to go through different examples of how this is going, because this is pretty much already done anyway. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.